Tonight on Prime Business, Africa-focused telecom company Telecel to re-engage government over initial refusal to grant Vodafone takeover. We'll hear from a telecom analyst, Fuad Chalabi.
News was like Vodafone buying Telecel, we understand, and we would have applauded for that. But my question is that, like, first, why Vodafone is selling?
Also, GRA presses upon religious leaders to use their platform to encourage members to honor their tax obligations.
It addresses the general principle and the responsibility of Christians to contribute to support good governance. 1 Peter 2:13, 2-17.
Plus, corporate entities charged to enroll more females into energy sector. We'll hear from the Ghana Energy Awards 2021 Energy Personality of the Year.
Companies need to do more in terms of encouraging females to enter into the sector and doing more in terms of once they enter, keeping them in there.
I am Beverly Broom. Please stay for details. Hello and welcome. Let's settle down for the details now. African-focused telecom company Telecel has indicated that it will re-engage the government over their takeover bid for Vodafone Ghana operations. This was after the National Communications Authority refused to approve their bid. There's more in the following report. National Communications Authority, in a statement, noted that it refused to approve the transfer due to some regulatory issues. Joy Business is learning that the bid was also not approved because there were issues about whether Telecel has the financial muscle to undertake the transactions. Concerns were also raised about the technical capacity of the African-focused telecom operator Telecel. Joy Business is also learning that the deal was not approved because Vodafone Ghana is yet to finalize payment of some regulatory fines to the National Communications Authority. But Telecel, in a statement, maintained that it remains committed to re-engaging authorities after putting together the necessary clarifications on the concerns raised. Telecel, however, in a statement, maintained that together with Vodafone Ghana, they have been engaging government authorities, including the Ministry of Communications, Bank of Ghana, and the National Communications Authority to finalize the regulatory requirement for transactions to be approved. Telecel also added that the deal will be fully financed by the group and its partners, whilst the takeover does not include Vodafone Towers. The firm also disclosed that it plans investing some $500 million in Vodafone in its first 3 years of operations to expand operations across the country. Telecel added that they are looking forward to engage the staff and customers who are important to the business. Meanwhile, telecom analyst Fuad Chalabi supports the National Communications Authority's delay in approving Telecel's bid. He believes this will ensure due diligence.
If the news was like Vodafone buying Telecel, we understand, and we would have applauded for that. But my question is that, like, first, why Vodafone is selling?
Away from that, the Ghana Revenue Authority is pressing upon religious leaders to use their platforms to encourage members to honor their tax obligations. to the state. This move will boost the country's tax revenue and consequently help the government to embark on infrastructural and social projects. Speaking at the final validation workshop and launch of Ghana Revenue Authority engagement with religious leaders, Assistant Commissioner at the Office of the Commissioner General, Dominic Nab, charged religious leaders to serve as ambassadors for tax education at respective organizations.
The program by GIZ is expected to get communities of faith to strengthen their members' self-perception as responsible citizens, thus motivating them to become more tax compliant. Speaking on behalf of the Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Assistant Commissioner at the Office of the Commissioner General, Dominic Nab, reminded religious leaders of government's quest to execute critical projects through taxes and other sources of revenue.
It also clearly addresses the general principle and the responsibility of Christians to contribute to support good governance. 1 Peter 2:13-17. Ladies and gentlemen, taxation is undoubtedly the bedrock of every society. Citizens are obliged by law to pay taxes as part of their civic responsibility. These taxes go a long way to support government development agenda in the area of financing, recurrent expenditure of government, such as payment of personal emoluments of public and civil sector employees, financing capital expenditure including roads, bridges, schools, hospitals.
Program Manager, Governance for Inclusive Development, GOVID, of GIZ Ghana, Raphael Freking, disclosed that the role played by religious leaders in tax collection cannot be overemphasized.
The role of religious actors came out very strongly in that baseline study. We found that the trust many citizens place in them makes them interesting stakeholders to increase tax compliance in emphasizing linkages between tax payments, accountability, and also good governance. Also, our partners such as GRA recognize the faith-based organizations as intermediaries to reach out to taxpayers and improve their communication with taxpayers.
The GIZ is hoping to roll out this program in other regions of the country in order to increase the tax to GDP ratio.
The government's plan to put in place a common platform to enhance the collection of property rate is long overdue. This according to the Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research, ISE, in its view of the 2022 mid-year budget and economic policy. Director of ISE, Professor Peter Quartey, urged government to embark on an aggressive domestic revenue mobilization through efficient tax and non-tax revenue generation measure.
Speaking on Ghana's fiscal consolidation, Professor Quartey noted that government spending within its means is commendable, but achieving a fiscal deficit of 6.6% of GDP is ambitious and an uphill task. On plans to raise a total of 468 million Ghana cedis from property rates in the 2022 fiscal year, he called for stringent measures that will block loopholes that may exist in collection.
If you look at the property values in Accra alone, and look at this amount that we are earmarking to collect, it tells you it is woefully inadequate. I usually cite the case of the financial institutions. If you look at the collateral values people present for loans and you compare with how much you are raising, it tells you we are not doing enough. Some have argued that they cannot access this data, which I disagree. GRA has the mandate to ask for any data it wants. Bank of Ghana can access any data it wants from the banks. So let's start from the low-hanging fruits. Let's get more property rates. The unified common platform for collecting property rates, we are told, is going to start somewhere in August. For me, it's taking too long. Let's get this operational and raise more revenue.
Concerning the passage of the tax exemption bill, Professor Quartey reiterated the need for monitoring and evaluation with sector ministries, the GIPC and others submitting annual report to Parliament. According to Professor Quartey, to withstand global shocks, Ghana need domestic policies and a structural change of the economy to build resilience.
In order to achieve the budget deficit target, which we think is ambitious, we have to enhance our revenue generation. And one area is the non-tax revenue.
state-owned enterprises, property rates especially. We think we can rake in more revenue from non-tax revenue, as well as even from tax revenue. If we use more of the digitalization processes, that will certainly be good. Then the exemptions. We think the tax exemption is quite high, and luckily we have a tax exemption law that should be implemented, but not just be implemented. We need to monitor and evaluate so that we get value for money. It's not an issue of giving people tax exemptions and not following up to see whether they're actually employing more people than they are actually employing people as stated. They're actually investing in the needed areas, etc. So some monitoring and evaluation of our tax exemptions would indeed help.
He maintained that domestic initiatives should aim at increasing productivity and improving output in key primary sectors and value chains.
The Executive Director for the Africa Center for International Trade, Isaac Hubert Arthur, has stressed that Ghana needs to actively implement policies that will see the country gain from the AfCFTA to create jobs and expand trade on the continent. Trading under the AfCFTA, which was originally planned for 1st July 2021, was delayed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. AfCFTA is expected to open African countries up for continental trade. This is projected to generate over 3 trillion in trade values on the continent. Speaking on the marketplace, Isaac Hubert Arthur opined that government should not dwell much on highlighting frameworks, but rather focus on kick-starting trading activities under AfCFTA by encouraging small businesses to collaborate to take advantage of the agreement.
I'm happy that at least some of these things are put out there, but I've said it several times that developing frameworks and action plans, for me, should not really be the news. The news should be that this number of companies in Ghana have actually started trading under the AfCFTA. For me, that would be the news. It's good to have a plan, it's good to have a framework, but at the end of the day, if the frameworks and the plans are not being put into action, where is the benefit?
He further questioned the preparedness of the private sector to trade competitively under AfCFTA.
Even before the AfCFTA came into being, companies were already trading, just that they were not benefiting from the duty-free, quota-free. They were not benefiting from the incentives that the AfCFTA provides. So as for trading, a lot of companies in Ghana were already trading before the AfCFTA came into being. Okay, but the question we should ask is, for me, is the private sector ready? Politically, as a country, we may be ready, but practically, is the private sector ready? Are the businesses ready? Do they have the necessary tools? Do they have the necessary knowledge? What it takes to be able to trade across the border within, the continent under the AfCFTA.
Meanwhile, AfCFTA is set to undertake a pilot trade project among 7 countries. The countries are Ghana, Cameroon, Egypt, Mauritius, Kenya, Tanzania, and Rwanda. The Ghana Energy Awards 2021 Energy Personalities of the Year have admonished corporate entities to enroll more females into the energy sector. Chief Executive of the Volta River Authority, Emmanuel Entry Dakwa, as well as the Deputy Managing Director of Talo Ghana, Cynthia Lumor, made this call at the 4th Energy Personalities Outreach Program held at the St. Mary's Senior High School here in Accra.
The Deputy Manager of Talo Ghana, Cynthia Lumor, has bemoaned the low participation of women in the energy sector. According to her, the sector over the years has been unattractive as a result of some unfavorable education requirements.
Due to the fact that it has always generally been considered as a men's industry, and therefore not enough has been done within the sector to attract women. And then also when it comes to the educational requirements that are needed to make sure that women are able to access the industry. In the sciences, women are not well represented. So companies need to do more in terms of encouraging females to enter into the sector and doing more in terms of once they enter, keeping them in there.
Interacting with over 600 St. Mary's students, Cynthia Lumo urged the students to stick to their passion and stay true to themselves. For his part, Male Energy Personality of the Year 2021 and Chief Executive of the Volta River Authority, Emmanuel Enchidakwa, indicated that his outfit seeks to provide more females with scholarship opportunities within the sector.
I want to encourage women to be more interested, or females to be more interested in the science industry, including engineering. And so we have a scholarship scheme. A lot of people don't know about it. We have a scholarship scheme for very brilliant but needy students who live in the catchment area, places where our activities affect, or people who are affected by our own activities. And every year we give out 50 scholarships to these students. Now we have a bias for women, and we have a bias towards the sciences. In other words, we spend most of our efforts trying to get scholarships for the women.
The Energy Personalities Outreach Program is a distinct feature of the Ghana Energy Award scheme put together by the awards organizers for winners of the coveted Energy Personality of the Year category. The platform is for these individuals to share their rare experiences with the younger generation, especially second cycle institutions, to motivate the students to develop and sustain an interest in the country's energy sector, which is a giant contributor to the growth of the economy.
Let's head to the Ashanti region now, where small business operators in Zongo communities are being exposed to opportunities in using social media platform to increase productivity and lower cost. The growth of businesses in the sector has been hindered by low presence in the digital media space. Beneficiary businesses of the training sessions are upbeat about prospects on their operations. Here's more.
Strong digital presence is critical for the success and survival of businesses. To grow her fashion business, Fatih Mohammed has engaged in paid advertisements on social media. Though expensive, it has grown her social media presence. Yet, she records low patronage.
Yeah, it's really expensive. I know people who collect maybe 100 cedis to do advert for you for a week, and they will do it for 3 times. And when like 3 times, imagine paying 100 cedis for a person to do it like 3 times, and you only get 3 customers who don't even like the profit you get doesn't even amount to 100 cedis. It's like you are doing cost 90 work. A person can get 1,000 views and market for you, and you even get 1 customer out of it.
Her inability to design a professional social media profile page has limited the trust of potential customers. But attending technology seminars has taught her to design a professional business profile.
Using TikTok is hard to get followers. People will view your stuff, they won't even follow you. And Instagram too, getting followers too is hard. But when you own a business profile, gradually you get followers.
Business owners of the Ashanti Zongo Youth Union have been undergoing digital marketing training sessions by Open Labs Ghana, formerly NIIT. It is to help the businesses to render services efficiently. Abdul Basit is coordinator for awards for training and higher education at Open Labs Ghana.
Previously, when you observe, you can see that majority of business owners are into traditional business. When I say traditional businesses, it means they are doing things manually. And people expect to open any container in front of their houses and expect people to patronize. But when you look at the world as large, things are moving from manual or traditional to more into technology. And as Open Labs being one of the IT institutions, we take it as our community service to provide such service to the people in our community so that they'll be able to use this technology to establish and then enhance their businesses.
Open Labs Ghana has embarked on similar community outreaches with financial institutions. So far, the number of small businesses adopting mobile technologies has been successful.
Some people were not aware how they can use their phone and then the technology that is on their phone for their businesses. We introducing them to some of these technologies, they will now understand that they can make good use of their phones to establish a more strong business and enhance customer base for their businesses.
A participant, Abdullah Abbas, shares how he plans to use WhatsApp and TikTok to grow his electrical business.
Especially with the, WhatsApp business, application. Up until now, I never knew. You can. It entails a lot of. Tools that you can run. Your business with.
Mona Lisa Frimpong reporting.
And that's how we end Prime Business here on the Joy News channel. For more news, you can log on to myjoyonline.com/business for more of our stories. My name is Beverly Broom. Have a good evening.